Help, please. The trembling voice barely reached Derek Williams through the roar of the storm. Rain pounded mercilessly against his windshield as he squinted through the darkness of the Alabama back road. It was almost midnight, the kind of road no one wanted to be on, especially not a black man alone in a pickup truck. But Derek knew these roads better than anyone. They were part of his delivery route. When the flicker of red and blue lights cut through the rain, his stomach tightened. An overturned police cruiser lay in the mud, steam hissing from the broken hood. Inside, slumped against the airbag, was a young blonde officer, blood streaking down her face. Her badge read, Officer Jennifer Hayes. For a moment Derek froze. He knew exactly what this looked like. A black man, alone, standing over a dying white police officer on a deserted road in rural Alabama. One wrong move, one witness, and his life could be over. But the sound of her weak voice cut through every fear he had. Help. Please. I don't want to die. Derek threw open his door and ran toward her. Stay with me. What's your name? Jennifer. Hayes, she whispered, her breath shallow. He tore off his shirt and pressed it against her wound, his hands moving with practiced precision, checking her pulse, her breathing, her pupils, not the actions of an ordinary delivery man. You've done this before, Jennifer murmured. Let's just say I've seen worse, Derek replied, tightening the makeshift bandage. The road was empty, his phone had no signal, and Jennifer was fading fast. Derek made a decision that could change everything. He lifted her into his truck, kept pressure on her wound with one hand, and drove with the other through the relentless rain. Why are you helping me? She asked weakly from the passenger seat. Because it's the right thing to do, he answered, eyes fixed on the road ahead. By the time he reached the hospital, she was barely conscious. Officer down! Derek shouted as he carried her inside. Gunshot wound to the abdomen. Doctors rushed her away, and for the first time, Derek realized his clothes were soaked, not just from rain, but blood. Her blood. 3 hours later, the hospital doors opened again. Captain Robert Hayes, her father, stormed in, his uniform drenched, his face pale. When he saw Derek sitting there, covered in blood, something dark flickered in his eyes. You brought my daughter in? He demanded. Yes, sir, Derek said quietly. Found her on Route 14. Looked like an ambush. I don't care where, Hayes snapped. I want to know why a man like you was there at that hour. Derek had heard that tone before, the tone that said guilty before the evidence even spoke, but he kept calm. I drive that route every night, delivery work. You can check my records. For the next 3 days, Derek was questioned over and over, every interrogation dripping with suspicion. How did you know how to stop the bleeding? Where'd you learn that? Why were you so close to the scene? They weren't looking for answers. They were looking for confirmation of their prejudice. What Captain Hayes didn't know was that Derek Williams had once been a Marine combat medic, 8 years of service, 3 in special operations. He'd saved lives under fire, treated wounds that no hospital could, and seen death up close. But none of that mattered here. Here, his skin color spoke louder than his medals. Days later, when Jennifer recovered, she went straight to see him. Derek, I'm sorry about my father. He's old-fashioned. Old-fashioned? Derek said with a tired smile. That's one word for it. They sat quietly before she spoke again. How did you know what to do that night? I was a Marine, he said finally. Medic, special forces. I've seen too many people die not to act when I can save one. Her eyes widened. Why didn't you tell my father? He'd have to respect that respect? Derek laughed bitterly. Men like your father don't see a hero when they look at me. They see a threat. Jennifer went silent. But soon, the truth hit harder than prejudice ever could. When she tried to show her father a recording she had from that night, faint voices planning her ambush, he dismissed it, calling it unreliable. But Derek recognized one of those voices instantly. Detective Tom Bradley, Captain Hayes's most trusted man, That changed everything. Bradley wasn't investigating the case, he was covering it up. And worse, the recording hinted that Jennifer's investigation into fake municipal contracts had threatened powerful men, including the mayor himself. Over the next few nights, Derek returned to his old instincts. He watched, listened, and collected evidence: photos, meetings, call logs. Bradley was meeting with contractors linked to the same money laundering scheme Jennifer had uncovered. The deeper Derek dug, the clearer it became. The attack on Jennifer wasn't random, it was a hit. When Bradley learned that Derek was snooping, he fought back. He spread a new rumor that Derek was obsessed with Jennifer, stalking her after saving her life. Within days, people in town looked at him differently. Store owners stopped talking, friends turned cold. But Derek didn't break. He'd seen worse battles. He planted a small listening device in the bar where Bradley met his contacts. That night, as they drank and laughed, Bradley's voice was crystal clear on the recording. "Hayes is blind," he said. "He's too busy chasing that black guy to see what's right in front of him. Monday night, we finish what we started. No witnesses this time." When Derek played the recording in the police station the next morning, the entire department froze. Hayes's face turned pale as Bradley's words echoed off the walls. "You said that?" Hayes demanded, staring at his old partner. Bradley stammered, but Jennifer walked in before he could speak. "Dad, Derek risked everything for me." "Twice. Maybe it's time you stop protecting the wrong people." Hayes looked from his daughter to Derek, the man he'd doubted, insulted, and nearly arrested, and saw the truth. Bradley was handcuffed on the spot. The mayor and his associates were exposed within days. Derek's evidence went federal. Months later, Derek's story spread across the country. The black delivery man who saved a cop and exposed corruption. He opened his own training center, teaching police officers first aid, ethics, and what real courage looks like. His first employee? Detective Jennifer Hayes. At the City Hall ceremony, Derek received the key to the city. Afterward, Captain Hayes approached him, his voice shaking. "You saved my daughter, and I treated you like a criminal." "I was wrong." Derek looked at him for a long moment before replying quietly. "Forgiveness isn't something you earn, Captain. It's something I choose to give." They shook hands under the Alabama sun. Two men forever changed. Years later, Derek would end every speech the same way. Heroes aren't defined by color. They're defined by courage, the courage to do what's right when no one's watching. And somewhere in that small southern town, the man who once judged him sat proudly in the front row, clapping for the hero he'd nearly condemned.
Hey friends, this is Shadow Voice. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Your time truly means a lot. This channel is new and every view, like, and comment makes a huge difference. Shadow Voice is more than just videos. It's a space to relax, reflect, and connect. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment. Your support inspires me to create more. Together, we're building something special. Take a moment, breathe, enjoy the music, and remember to stay positive. I'll see you in the next video.